Do you know what love is?
I do. About helping people.
Yeah.
And being kind.
Okay. I like that. Who do you love?
I love my friend Ray, because he's so nice to me.
When do you feel loved?
When someone hugs me and when I'm not lonely.
When you're not lonely and someone hugs you?
And when I hug myself.
You hug yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's important to hug yourself?
Yeah.
You know that hugging yourself is helpful?
Yeah, but not helpful. But it makes me feel relaxed.
Makes you feel relaxed? Can you show me how you hug yourself? That's what we call self-love, right?
Yeah.
That's important, right?
Mm-hmm. We have to love ourselves.
Do you know what love is?
Well said. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh! You can fuck up too. Get in here and say that to my face.
And like I don't know why is the news putting this image all over like their news websites? It's like exactly what he wants.
Fado, long ago, deep in the woods, there lived.
These your kids?
No,
Don't talk to strangers.
there are worse things than strangers out there, Yank.
It's just a bit of crack.
Can I get a room as far away from the crack as possible?
First time in Ireland.
Yeah.
I
My
saw
folks
somebody,
came here for their honeymoon. Always wanted to come back.
I don't really know what to do.
Why didn't they?
I wanted to tell you how much your books have meant to me.
Well, that's troubling. Those pages are populated by deeply disturbed people.
Something feels off here. Fado, long ago, deep in the woods, there lived an old kayak. A witch.
How do I go back?
Elmo.
What are you going to do with that stick?
Oh, there's lots of things you can do with this stick, Elmo. Hey, maybe you can be playing hockey with it, like. Yeah, I've been a goalie now for about 3 years, and it hasn't affected me.
Maybe it could be like a baton. There you are, conducting a full orchestra. Thank you, Madonna, for that lovely lingerie melody. I better go back. We'll never be able to do that.
Or it could be a cane. Well, Nancy and I are just happy to be here. Or you can play Pinocchio, the home game. I have 2 Academy Awards, Elmo. Stuff like that, you know, Elmo. Just simple things. Yeah.
Whoa.
And you know, I told you what I'm going to do with this stick.
What?
I'm going to give it to you.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Robbins.
Mr. Robbins? Taking the stick back, Elmo.
I really do not like Hollywood. It is not for me. The business really scares me. I understand that I'm a part of that business and I enjoy my kind of interactions with it. But that said, I am always looking for ways to kind of remove myself from it, to kind of just live as normal a life as possible. I've seen so many people come before me and
I just want to click it because like it just seemed like AI. I love you too. YouTube, I don't think you love me though.
Look at this baby, you so fat.
Bro, I'm so hungry I could eat a damn dog.
This is this. Hello ads. I don't know why. Maybe I have to refresh my cache.
There are hundreds of people of all ages wandering the University of Calgary campus dressed as dinosaurs. They're here to celebrate the university's 60th anniversary and set a world record. Olivia McMahon is a grade 4 student who wants to be part of something special.
I'm here because at a garage sale I got a costume and I wanted to come because last time in Drumheller I saw some dinosaurs and I thought it would be really fun to come and see if we could break the record.
Isn't this awesome? Yeah, I mean, I work here, I'm here every day at campus and everybody looks different and there's diversity, but sometimes it's really cool to see everybody dressed up in the same way.
This is my wife, Amy. This is our son, Arthur. And this is our daughter, Stevie.
Connor Venables brought the whole family to the campus and says it wasn't a stretch to get everyone to dress up.
We're in a bit of a dino phase. We've got a almost 2-year-old and a 4-year-old here, and dinos are a big deal for us in the family right now. I'm also an alumni. U of C Dino. I took my education program here.
The world record for the largest gathering of people dressed as dinosaurs is 468 that was achieved in Palm Beach, Florida last year. Guinness World Record officials were on hand at the university Saturday to count everyone taking part, and the total number smashed the world record at 682 people.
It's incredible. Seeing the people that have come from community, whether they're young, whether they're old, whether they're our faculty members, whether they're deans, like this is a pretty special day when we all come together, can have some fun, and really just celebrate 60 years together.
Lindsay Hine came with 3 generations of her family.
We always wanted to break a Guinness World Record, and my husband on our wedding day gave me this dinosaur costume, and it always has been an inside joke of ours, and so multi-generational now, so any excuse to be a dinosaur.
And Hine is also an alumni with family history at the university.
My aunt was the one that submitted the dinosaur mascot when they were trying to figure out to have a mascot here, and she submitted the dino idea.
This is Kathy and Corson Kong's first visit to the university, and they're sad they're not wearing costumes.
We just heard the news yesterday. Otherwise, I would have a costume. I would join it totally. I think it's a great idea to broadcast the anniversary for the university, as well. It's a great day for the community to join us. It should be everyone's celebration.
It took a few hours to count all the dinosaurs, but everyone was happy to be part of setting a world record. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Hey, Delta Charlie, you lost your front nose gear tire on rotation, and that's definitely how it appears out the window. Diamond 8 Delta Charlie, did you copy? Copy, 8 Delta Charlie. Entire front wheel assembly is on the run.
I'm joined here today by one of the most fascinating people on the planet. Me. I'm gonna ask some tough questions here. Figure out what exactly is your legacy, President Bush. If you had to sum up your presidency in one word, what would that word be? I think I can describe it in two. And that would be tenacious and all. And if you put those together, that becomes tenawesome. Tenawesome. I like that. Yeah. You are tenawesome. Yeah, that's good. Who's the one world leader you're going to miss the most? The guy I'm going to miss the most is Vlad Putin. First time I met Putin, I stared right into his eyes, through his eyes, into the back of his skull. And he said, "What's up? Why are you looking at me like that?" And I just said, "I'm staring into your soul." That makes me think, do you ever use that as a diplomatic strategy? Creeping out on purpose other world leaders? Because sometimes you have to creep out another world leader just to show them who's boss. You know who taught me the most about creeping people out? Cheney. Yeah, he's a creepy one. And that guy's creepy. He's first team All-American creepy. For the longest time, I thought the White House was haunted. Right. I wouldn't leave my bedroom after 9:30 at night. Turns out it was Cheney wandering around in there, banging on things and walking around with like a gas lantern, looking for stuff. And I'm like, "What are you doing, man? Where do you think you got a lantern?" I don't know. Lynn Cheney is a big collector of antiques, lanterns and antique pistols, old dresses from the prairie. I remember I once saw Cheney naked in the shower. And that creeped me out. He's just a creepy dude. Creeped me out and made me sick to my stomach. He just looked at me, let out a high-pitched scream. It shattered all the windows in the bathroom. And then he disappeared. Yeah. Just like that. Like a shapeshifter. Yeah. Okay, enough with the easy questions. Let me ask you something some might consider a little below the belt. Are you really the decider? Yeah, I'm the decider. Okay, I get it. You are, because I have decision-making abilities that allow me to think of thoughts and have it transfer through my brain, out my mouth hole, and then into your ears. I heard it. That was high and tight. And that's what the decider does. You know, there was another name, there's a variation of the decider called the choicerer, but then I settled on the decider. Sounds a little more learned. Did they ever let you drive Air Force One? You know, I was always like, "Give me a poke with the controls, and when are you going to let me drive this bird?" And they were like, "Never." Right. "No, we're just kidding, Mr. President, but honestly, you're not allowed to do that." And I said, "Guys, enough's enough. I'm flying this airplane." And immediately got us into trouble. We went straight into a nosedive. Then they had to wrestle me from the controls and get the plane back to cruising altitude. And the guy said, "Look, I know I could get fired for saying this, but if you ever do anything like this again, I have to shoot you." Then you said, "I'm president." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like with like a?" It's like, "No, I have to. This pistol I carry, I got to shoot you." And he said, "Am I getting fired?" And I said, "Sure. Yeah, you're getting fired for that." He had that look in his eye. He had that pissed off look. Really? And he wasn't blinking at all. These guys are serious. Yeah. What are you going to take from the White House? I think of a fun kind of keepsake from my years at the White House. I'd like to take one of those, just a toilet. You're going to take a whole toilet from one of the bathrooms. Huh. Yeah. I would not have thought to take a toilet. I'm probably going to take a big ticket item, you know, maybe a fancy portrait or something. Maybe James Madison. That's a rich, meaty, juicy answer. Thank you. Now I want to look you in the eye and ask you one of the toughest questions I can think of. Who do you love more, Laura Bush or Barbara Bush? I'd have to say more in the way that you look at someone and they scare you like in a Halloween costume. That's the respect I have for Barbara, because she scares the shit out of me. You're not pulling any punches. You're bringing the real stuff. I have so much respect / fear for my mother that I sleep with a golf club in my bed. Really? Because sometimes she'll just barge in and it's my mom, but at first I think it's a creature. Do you know what else is also an effective weapon? Fire extinguisher. Because you can either just spray them back, or if the canister runs empty, you can use that big heavy metal thing as a missile, projectile. That's something else to think about. Yeah. The other thing about Barbara is she's built. She's very muscular. She's very muscular. Yeah, she's scary. She did a lot of lat work in her youth, and she's still got some pretty strong lats. She's built like a shit brick house. I think there was some Greek philosopher who said the lat is, the muscle that controls the body. God, you are fascinating. It's important. What's your single greatest moment you experienced in the White House? There was this one afternoon in 2003, and I had about a 2.5 hour nap that was just, it was perfect. It was just right in the sweet spot. Those are good. We wake up and you got a little bit of drool on the pillow, and you almost wake up in a haze because you went so deep. Were you kind of sweaty? Was it one of those naps? Had a little bit of a sexy dream, but not too sexy, where I had to change my pants. Yeah, that was a moment. I knew something special had happened. Oh, you went deep. Had a plaque made commemorating the nap, the duration, the date. Sure. Bronze plaque mounted on some burled mahogany with an outer edge of cherry and a little bit of ash. Tell me, what are your favorite kinds of woods? It depends on my mood. Sometimes I like just a simple wood like pine, a burnished pine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing looks better than that. I could not have said it better myself. Other times, I love oak, an oak plank. Sometimes I'll look at an oak plank and I'll just stare at it and talk to it and say, I wish you could tell me stories about your life as a tree, but you can't now because someone carved you up into a plank. That's the way it is. Uh-huh. You know what wood I hate? Let me guess. Balsa wood. Exactly. Balsa wood's stupid. Yeah. So flimsy. It doesn't feel like a real wood. Yeah. It's kind of like if you had steel, the consistency of clay, then is it really steel? Well, when you put it that way, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It is like the coward of woods. What trees do balsa wood come from? Never seen a balsa wood tree. Never heard the phrase, hey, let's go take a trip to the balsa wood forest. The other wood that I don't care for is bamboo. Right. It's not even a wood. Bamboo's lately been cocky. Yeah. No, I know. Everyone's getting like a bamboo hardwood floor. I'm like, that's not wood. I know. And now bamboo thinks it's wood. And, it pisses me off. That's something communists hide behind. Yeah. Tell me about it. Communists and panda bears, hide behind that stuff. Yeah. You've consulted the Almighty on many occasions. I did, sure. If you had a chance to sit down with him face to face, what would your words of advice be? Well, I don't think I'm in a position to give advice to the Almighty. Smart. If I did have a moment with him, and I hope I do, I'd probably tell him to make sure you take time off. That's prudent. I took the most vacation days of any president in history. You look great. 40% of my time in office was spent at Camp David or at the ranch. Must have been from all the rest. And I would say, hey, God, make sure you recharge the batteries. Don't, because you got a lot on your plate. He's working around the clock 24/7. Something I could never do. Uh-huh. You talk about staying at Camp David. You make any changes there as president? I built a 500-foot water slide called the Twister. Sure. I heard of it. That thing will put hair on your balls. Oh, fun. Also built the world's largest tank filled with piranha. I respect that. It's 27,000 cubic meters of water. Impressive. Last 4th of July, we had constructed a 10-foot Statue of Liberty out of bologna, and we loaded it down in. It was kind of like a freedom beating frenzy, I imagine. We watched them just go to town while we played background music. It's an emotional image.
I want to sit.
If our founding fathers could look into a crystal ball and see that a president was doing something like that, I think they'd be proud. You should pat yourself on the back. I would like that very much. Do you feel like you've had to compromise any ideals as president? One thing I would have done differently, that kick-ass flight suit that I wore on the carrier when we said mission accomplished, I would have worn that every day. You know, I think had you done that, not only would it be a statement,
That was a moment.
but I think it would have been a fashion trend. People said it looked stupid, but I know I look good. Everyone loves someone in a uniform, so I would have done that differently. I picture a playground of 7 and 8 year olds all running around, climbing on jungle gyms, laughing, all in flight suits.
Oh.
That's my vision of America. God, that's good. I probably would have changed it up more. I would have probably done a few more press events shirtless. Yeah, show off my fine physique. You could have gotten some, funny tattoo on your back, like a leprechaun, or I might have done a little more weight training, or just a big Japanese tiger on your back, and it's kind of like jumping out of your back, onto people. Yeah. Maybe it could even be like a 3D thing. But you'd have to carry around a pair of 3D glasses and have people put it on to see the effect. Yeah, that's good. I'd pay money to see that. That's real good. If you could be any animal in the animal kingdom, what would you be? I'd probably be, like a turkey vulture. They're underrated. Yeah, sure. Because they're actually quite smart. They hunt in packs. Remember when Laura at the ranch was doing some gardening and a group of turkey vultures descended upon her. Well, it's very common, and they know what they're doing. They do it on purpose. Took off all her clothing. Yeah, well, it was kind of odd. They'll circle women and rip their clothes off. It was frightening and beautiful all at the same time. Sure, they get so big that you can actually ride them. If you sneak up on them, you got to learn how to do it. You got to walk on the balls of your feet and get real low. You can get on the back. I love it. They'll take you for about a half a mile. I absolutely love it. Yeah. Love what you're saying. And they're trying to get you off their back, too. They don't like it. Of course not. It's a wild animal, but that's something that's worth doing. The other day, I saw this van with a beautiful mural on the side with a naked lady and a puma kind of draped, kind of down by her feet. And I'd like to be that puma, if you catch my drift. Hey, Puma, you falling asleep?
No.
Go on. No, I'm with you. I think you were falling asleep.
Oh, wait.
Get out of here, man. Anyway, if I got to hunt, I got to hunt. Like, I'm not just going to hang out with the lady the whole time. But then, hey, wake up. Get the... where's my golf club? You did it again. You fell asleep right when I was... Well, I apologize on one hand. On the other hand, if I fell asleep, that either means I needed the sleep or your stories are boring. Well, I want to thank you for this. Thank you for spending the time, for taking the time. It's been a unique experience, to say the least. That is hilarious. Hey, we got to hang out sometime. Let's try to make this, a regular happening. Hey, I'm can. God knows I'll be free.
Trap is set. Uh-oh. What does that mean? We'll say that.
Chat box.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
ChatGPT is so stringent. Like
Right.
recently, and I've been using their Codex, which builds apps, and I was trying to, and it worked. I made an AI trained on Charles Manson transcripts, and when I told it I wanted to do that, it was like, "Fuck off!" Like, no. And it was like, it just flat out was like, "I'm not helping you with that." So I don't. There's no way the guardrails in place in ChatGPT planned a shooting with that guy based on my experience with it, because it won't. 80% of the things I try to get it to do, it's like, no.
Here's the thing, though. Are there workarounds? Like, if you say you're writing a work of fiction,
You can, okay, it's called prompt injection. There's different tricks you can use. They're always battling these new mechanisms that you can use to like get through the general prompt. But the best way to do unaligned AI is not to use ChatGPT. It's to go on Olama and download a local LLM. And then you can usually change the initial prompt of the LLM so that it will be completely unaligned, which I had to do for the Charles Manson AI I made. I had to download.
dude, you're such a nerd. I love it.
I am.
No one has embraced new technology and like for creating content like you.
Oh, I love it. It's the best. It's so fun. For me, the most thrilling thing about it is
open up
we should not have access to this tech. This tech is so dangerous, and it's chilling to think about. This is something I wanted to bring up on this show. Is like, you know, the old days. You go in your garage, you work on your car, maybe you build like a table. You know, you're a carpenter, you work on a. But these days, the shit people are doing in their garages right now is a big question mark, dude, because they're communicating with varying degrees of this AI, depending on how fast their computers are. You can, I was listening to this, you should have this dude on. He wrote this book, The Coming Wave. He was one of the people who created Google's DeepMind, right? And The Coming Wave is just a wonderful breakdown of historic examples of new technology completely transforming humanity. It's happened before. Yeah, Mustafa Suleiman. And damn, it's a good book. And this guy is saying, whoa, put on the fucking brakes. Dude, what are you doing? This shit is going to fuck everything up. And so, but the essential problem is if you regulate AI, it slows down AI. And so they've deregulated it completely. And now assholes like me who don't know shit about coding can now go on Codex. It will tell me how to make things, because I wanted this Charles Manson to be able to push its AI face against, like, you know, those you used to get them at Spencer Gifts, those nails that you could push your face into.
Yeah.
So I wanted the AI to be able to push its face into this thing while it was talking if it wanted to. I don't know how to do that, obviously. You tell Codex that, as long as you don't mention Manson, it just is like, I'll start making the app now. It is the best. It's the best. But also, what's thrilling to me is you're like, for sure, people probably shouldn't have unlimited access to. I'm against regulation, dude. But this stuff, when you pair it, and this is what in this book he brings up, is you can order the equipment you need to do gene editing right now in your garage.
Let me propose this to you.
Okay.
If the Bible is a written understanding of what had happened, and it was an oral tradition for a long time before it was written down.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of different versions of it written down in different languages, a lot of translations.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of it, they were trying to say something. What if the meek will inherit the earth? What if we misinterpreted that? What if we thought, like, it's good to be meek? The meek shall be, they'll inherit the earth.
Yeah.
The kind. There's something about the word meek.
Yeah.
Because that's the nerds. Okay, and they are doing it. They are inheriting the fucking earth.
Yeah.
Right in front of your face, and everybody's signing up for it.
Yeah.
You've got these spectrumy super genius dudes that talk in a language that 99.9% of the people can't even fucking understand what they're talking about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and also now the tech has gotten to a point where instead of having to, in their own minds, innovate ways to improve the tech is improving itself. They're having conversations with the tech that's saying, why don't you try this? Maybe you could try this. There's still, it's not AGI yet. Maybe it is, but apparently it's not.
But think about the people that are profiting the most from it. The meek.
Well,
like if you had to describe like a lot of tech engineers, it's not trying to be rude, just being honest, right? A lot of guys that spend time in front of the computer, they're very thin and tired. You know, they're super genius dudes that can like fully focus.
I don't know,
stuff.
man. I don't know.
A lot of them are
is the description for these.
Right, but
they're
it's not
furries.
But here's the thing. What I'm saying is like, if you looked at like a spectrum of male behavior,
They're not like
you've
warrior
got, like,
types.
Football players and UFC
right, I gotcha.
fighters, and then you've got coders.
Yeah, sure.
Dudes are like way more chill, way more like they're not interested in violence.
Yeah.
I'm completely generalizing.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Because I'm sure there's a bunch of jack guys that are coders. Like, fuck you, bro. I'm a coder too. But that type of person that invents tech like Facebook or like Google, like things like that.
Yeah.
Don't be evil. That's their motto.
Don't be
right?
evil.
And
What does that mean?
Who knows? And then you've got all these like wild progressive leftist ideologies that are attached to all these places, which make you even meeker. And then they're the guys with all the money.
Well,
they're the guys with all the money, and then they can literally tell you what you can and can't say on YouTube. They can literally tell you.
Yeah.
We don't agree with what you're saying.
Right.
And we're going to shut off your access to say something we disagree with, even though it turns out you were right.
Right. And you know what happens there, man? This is the hilarious thing when it comes to that kind of attitude towards the world, is the assumption is by creating a prohibition here or prohibition there, it will diminish whatever the thing is we're prohibiting. Inevitably, though, it does the opposite.
Right.
It draws attention to it. People get interested in it, creates an underground. The underground is way better than the overground. If you're a teen, especially,
Right.
the underground's fucking cool.
You're cool.
Restricted,
Yeah.
not allowed. Now, all of a sudden, you're getting these.
All right. Am I okay now? It may have been was this the Will Ferrell one or
Who's nothing? There's people staring. This is.
It's like, is he okay? How do I just end it? Let's end it here.